when you look at this, how critical was the information that Mr. Snowden had to stirring up this debate in Germany and the rest of Europe?
Central. This would not have come out if it were not for Edward Snowden and these leaks. And this is sort of a gift that keeps on giving. This has been going on for half a year now. And this is a very bad revelation about the direct spying on one of our closest allies abroad.
What did we listen to? Did we listen to Chancellor Merkel and her staff order out pizza?
It sounds that way. We've only got published reports to work on. I'm not privy to these details, and the more may come still. But it was certainly her unclassified personal cell phone,
right,
including voice messages and text messages that she sent, according to the reports.
Is there no secret that's safe these days? But Richard, I mean, first of all, why are we spying on German Chancellor Angela Merkel?
In retrospect, everyone will agree this is a mistake. And just as there was a failure in risk management in the financial industry in 2008, this is a failure of risk management in the intelligence community, where the risk-reward just wasn't there. There wasn't enough to be gained from spying on her private communications to justify the risk of disclosure. So in retrospect, everyone will think this is a terrible idea. At the time, undoubtedly, the NSA thought it was just doing its job. There was a tasking out of the White House saying we need to know what Germany is thinking about any number of geopolitical issues, and they would just begin to target her as they are legally entitled to do. The legality of this in the U.S. is not the question. It was the prudence of this.
The prudence of this. Richard, what are the conversations that White House officials are having behind the scenes right now?
They're trying to develop the real facts and tick-tock of what actually happened and what else is coming. And one of the things they're worried now is they're in damage control mode, is will they actually inadvertently say something that's untrue, get caught in a lie, possibly at the presidential level, and make this an even worse breach of trust than it is right now.
John Borthwick with us as well from Betaworks as we look at the technology angle of this. Should we be surprised that technology is there?
You mean technology and vis-a-vis surveillance?
To pick up text messages.
The technology's been there. I mean, I think that this is one of the biggest stories of the year.
Why?
And because there was an implicit decision that was made a couple of years back where the spies, the spooks, said we're going to collect everything and then we're going to filter afterwards. So I think that with the Merkel incident, it's another case where somebody at some level said we'll just collect and then we'll filter. And I think in the old days, when spying used to be about just selected targeting, now everybody's information is in the cloud on a server somewhere, and so the presumption has gone now to let's collect and then filter.
John, Richard, when you were at the White House, did we just presume, and did you presume at the White House that you were spying on everybody's text messages?
You certainly presumed they'd spy on as many as they could that would matter. And at that time, and when I was there, text messaging wasn't quite as huge as it is today. But that is why officials in the national security community used encrypted cell phones and encrypted phones at their desks so that this is impossible. The rest of it, operating in the clear, you always assume would be targeted, and you had to be very careful about what you said in uncleared communications. There is a slight nuance, I'd say, to John's point, which is in this case, these numbers were targeted specifically, and this is different than the massive ingestion of metadata in the U.S. market that the NSA has undertaken as a result of a change in the law in 2007.
Richard, thank you so much. Richard Falkenrath, Bloomberg contributing editor. You're going to cover this forward on your 8 a.m. show.
Yes, we are.
Morning, right?
Indeed. I mean, that's quite a statement from John, that this is the biggest story that for 2013.
I think it's a huge tech story, and that it is one which our news cycles tend to move so fast, and so this one's just going to keep rolling because I think it's fundamentally changed the way technology and government are interrelating.